Hello guys. Oh, do I not have connection? Is my connection good? Okay, I do feel like the connection is good. So, hello everyone. In today's live, we're going to be going into what is a twin flame connection. So, does this mean that a twin flame is true divine love, or is it a nightmare disguised as a fairy tale, keeping you stuck in toxic karmic cycles or relationships? So that is what we're going to be discussing. In today's live, you will be learning the origins of the term twin flames, right? So who coined it first? We're going to go into some ancient theories from Plato to some theories of Buddhism and Hinduism. We're going to really dissect the differences between a twin flame, a soulmate, and a divine counterpart. And then I'm going to read you some chapters of my book. And finally, like always, I'm going to give you guys some little practical tips here and there and how to help you bring in divine love through some journal prompts at the very end of this live. And if you have any questions, you can leave it till the end and I will try to answer them to the best of my abilities. But to anyone who is new here, my name is Soledad. You guys can call me Soul. And this is 21 days of twin flame connections. And this series is really meant to help you understand twin flame connections so that you can not only better navigate them, but also be able to identify what kind of divine love connection you are in, whether that is a twin flame, a soulmate, a divine counterpart of sorts, so that you can attract the true divine love that you desire and deserve. And so why should you listen to me? I am an experienced tarot card reader. I specialize in soulmates, twin flames, and karmic connections. I've done over 500 personal readings, and I also do past life soul regression readings. And of course, I'm currently writing a book on twin flame connections, but unlike the books that are out there right now in the market, which talk about people's personal experiences with twin flames or like a compilation of personal experiences, this book is actually a guide. Okay, we go into theories, we go into history, we go into practical meditations, affirmations, journal prompts. Okay, and of course, new age ideology. We break it all down. We break down, who's coming up with these theories. And yeah, so instead of it being a collection of personal experiences, this is a guide and a tracking journal that is specifically designed to help you identify if you are in a twin flame connection and help you navigate the journey of really just attracting divine true love that we all deserve. And so let's get right into it, okay? What are the origins of the term twin flame, right? Because this is a very controversial term and I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions out here. So let's break it down further, okay? So one of the earliest records of twin flame, or coining the term twin flame, describing the twin flame experience, is actually not even called twin flame. The term twin flame was actually created in early 20th century, and although you may find many iterations of this term, so for example, twin souls, mirror souls, twin rays, by different novelists, authors, and new age religious prophets, it seems like the term twin flame was actually coined in the 1970s by Elizabeth Clare. She is known to be like a new age religious prophet, and she is, so that's kind of her thing, right? She's an author and that's what she does. And it really wasn't until she coined that term that it was used to describe such a powerful, deep, special soul bond. Or I'm sorry, what I meant to say is even before Elizabeth Clare, right, coining the term twin flames, we had another word for describing such a powerfully deep and special soul bond, right? So even before the 20th century, people were talking about this. Okay, so this has been going on since ancient times. This has been theories. And so what was a twin flame called before twin flame was really a popular term, right? And so let's go visit ancient Greece, right? Let's put on our little time machine hats and let's get into it. Let's get in our little time machine, and we are here, ancient Greece, and we're gonna talk about Plato's soulmate theory. I'm sure you could have guessed that twin flame was called soulmate before twin flame was a thing. But either way, let's go into who Plato was. So Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher, and he talked about the legends of soulmates. And so it's a little bit crazy, so stick with me here, okay? Originally, humans had 4 arms and 4 legs. But the great god Zeus, being the big baby that he is, was threatened by this power that humans possessed. And so, as a consequence, he split them apart into divine feminine and divine masculine energies, right? So now we only got 2 arms and 2 legs, each of us. And so Plato is not the only one who believed that, back in the day it was 4 arms and 4-legged divine feminine and masculine beings, divine beings being joined together. And we'll talk about other legends that involve very similar things towards the end of the presentation. But the whole point is that Zeus cursed humanity to search for their missing halves, and for eternity, basically, right? And so if you're curious about how these teachings and legends affected Greek society and played out in their relationships and marriages, we go deeper into that in chapter 1 of my book. So unless you're really well versed in ancient Greek societal norms, you are not gonna expect what we uncover about that. Okay, but now that we kind of have that out of the way, let's kind of break down what is the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate, right? Because it feels like this is an interchangeable term, right? It gets a little bit confusing, but here are some distinct differences to help you decipher these terms. And so a twin flame is part of the same soul, right? It's one soul, one person, split in half. All right, a soulmate is an individual soul. Soulmates can be part of your soul family, meaning they can be platonic, or they can even come in unlikely forms, right? Like a pet. A pet can be a soulmate, right? Are you my soulmate, booba? He's sleeping. I don't want to really bother him. He's just chilling. And so another distinct difference is that twin flames are known to be extremely rare journeys, okay? Twin flame journeys are very specific. They have very specific requirements. And we'll get into what that journey looks like and what those requirements are in a different live. So make sure to follow along for updates. But let's kind of go into another term that you may think is interchangeable with twin flame and soulmate, and that is divine counterparts. So divine counterparts are believed to be your truest, your highest divine union, right? Set on your path, regardless of conventional soul connections like described in twin flame and soulmate connections. And this is because twin flame connections are known to have a very destructive nature, which I think is a big misconception about twin flame connections that's out here. Twin flame connections are not only meant to awaken you, right? So unlike popular opinion where twin flame connections are tumultuous and they're just meant to awaken you and to put you on your soul's true path, kill your ego and anything else that is clogging up your connection with your divine self, right? The connection with God, universe, and your soul. But this view and this misconception of twin flames is completely one-angled, right? And so this is a very sacred connection, and anyone who has experienced a true twin flame connection can tell you that it is utterly unforgettable, incredible, and maddening all at the same time, okay? And so using the term divine counterpart to completely dismiss the longevity of a twin flame connection, excusing it as a simple fork in the road to your awakening, right, to your greater purpose, is also dismissing the fact that karmic relationships and soulmate relationships can also cause major spiritual awakenings, clearings, and teaching you tough lessons that ultimately lead you to your true soul's purpose, and to your true divine counterpart, soulmate, twin flame, right? Depending on the journey that you are on, because it really is going to depend on your soul's individual journey and what resonates with you the most. It's going to be different for everybody. And so, no, divine counterpart does not automatically equal a better or a truer love, especially if you're comparing them to soulmate and twin flame connections. But it can be used to describe a bond with another person that you may feel inside or outside of any of the named connections, right? So to me, a divine counterpart is really a generalized term that is used for us to understand deep soul bonds that we have with other human beings, right? And so whereas, sorry if I keep saying and sola, but whereas twin flames and soulmate and karmic connections are very specific journeys, and anyone can have all of the above or just one or two of those, right? It depends on you. So let's explore deeper the origins of the term divine counterparts, right? So where does this come from? Where does this concept originate? And so I am going to butcher this name, but we're going to go first with Hinduism, right? And there is a specific god that embodies both divine feminine and masculine energy. If you know, let me know in the comments. But I'm completely going to murder this name, so I'm really sorry about it. But I'm going to try my best, okay? And I actually have it here, so I'm going to look here and I'm going to see. So it is Ardhanarishvara. I tried my best, right? But this is the merging of the Hindu deities, Lord Shiva. We love Lord Shiva, god of destruction, remover of obstacles, and Parvati or Shakti, which means divine power, right? And this god is actually an androgynous figure, and it represents the interdependence and the inseparability of divine masculine and feminine energies, right? And divine masculine and feminine energies both are very important in creation, right? And although they are not exactly the same, they are equal in men and in women. Does this sound familiar? Plato, Seuss, okay? And even more, going deeper, who is Yab and Yum, right? So let's move into an ancient Buddhist myth here. So the terms Yab and Yum themselves originate from Tibet, where the word Yab refers to divine masculine energy, represented by the father. In tarot, this would be kind of like the emperor energy, right? And that energy is kind of associated with wisdom and compassion, decisiveness, leadership. And then Yum is representative of the divine feminine energy, mother, and that is represented with nurturing energies, right? Bliss, sometimes even emptiness, which is very interesting to me. But the meaning of Yab and Yum goes beyond sexuality as we know it, right? To allude to divine cosmic sexuality, right? So like spiritual union and the unification of dualism. And duality is actually a big lesson that twin flame couples learn and go through in the twin flame journey, which I go deeper in my book about all the lessons, or not all of them, right? But the most common lessons that twin flame couples go through and have to overcome. Some of them are spiritual, right? Like duality. And so essentially, where all opposites come together to form totality, while the differences between the constitutes parts stay intact, right? So that is the Yab and the Yum. And because of these teachings, we have the term divine counterparts. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read you some parts of my book. This is the ending of chapter 1 and the beginning of chapter 2, so that we can better understand the terms divine counterparts, twin flames, and we can actually go deeper into twin flames at the turn of the century, because I know we just went into a lot of ancient mythology legends. Let's kind of move it forward. Let's put on our time machine hat and go to the 20th century. All right, great. And Raven, yes, separation can happen more than once. So let's see. Twin flames at the turn of the 20th century. During the 20th century, writings of spiritual professors like Alice Bailey, Helena Blavatsky, I hope I'm saying that right, and Edgar Cayce gave the rise to the current idea of twin flames. Their texts placed a strong emphasis on the belief that twin flames are two souls made from the same divine essence who are meant to meet and reunite, right? Many people were moved by these teachings, which sparked spiritual awakenings and fervent searches for the divine equivalent. The idea of twin flames still has a powerful emotional impact on people looking for love and spiritual development today that can deeply resonate. It acts as a potent reminder that at our core, we long for a genuine connection that goes beyond casual friendships. It fuels the idea that true love is an alchemical union in which two souls merge into one in a ferocious dance of change and enlightenment. We are urged to set out on our own path of self-discovery and divine union as we investigate the twin flame concepts and historical roots. Letting the inspirational flame lead you will allow you to uncover your soul's most profound truths and locate the mirror that reflects your divine essence. Works that illuminate the depths of our soul and provide inspiration for everlasting ideas can be found across the ocean of human history, right? The vast ocean of human history. These works sparkle like celestial constellations. The idea of twin flames has captivated people's hearts and thoughts for generations. Among these brilliant stars transcending space and time, the 20th century saw the emergence of significant literary works that told stories of deep connection and spiritual love. In the following chapter, you will be taken on a historical tour through the most significant texts that have given rise to the idea of twin flames. So that is the end of chapter 1. I'm so sorry, Risbit. Right, we're going to go straight into chapter 2. Right here, what is a twin flame, right? And so let's get into it. Don't take a shot every time I said and so, because you're going to be, yeah, you're not going to be able to get up after this. But getting straight into it, we set off on our journey in 1904 with the mysterious Rainer Maria Rilke and his letters to the young poet in order to truly answer the question which is at hand. What is a twin flame connection? The unique collection of letters to a young poet by Rilke is full of profound wisdom and inspiration and explores the essence of love, creativity, and self-discovery. We find passages in its pages that have a strong resonance with the twin flame love story, a rare and transforming connection between two souls who are meant to be together. Let's examine these notable instances and take heart from their enduring wisdom. Okay, so we're going to get deeper. Embracing isolation. Okay, separation is a big part of twin flame journey and independence, right? In one of the letters, Rogue gives the young poet advice on how to enjoy questions and how to welcome isolation. This teaches us to view these times as opportunities for growth and self-discovery, as twin flames frequently go through periods of separation. We discover the true nature of our souls and deepen our connection to our twin, right? Not only to ourselves, but to our twin, during these times of intense introspection. Inspiration. Treasure the process of self-discovery and embrace the calm within. Your soul will emerge with the separation stronger and more tuned into the twin flame connection, just like twin flames do when they reconnect. The power of love's patience, right? So what are we learning here? We're learning about separation, the significance of that type of isolation, the inspiration that can come from it, the healing not only to ourselves but to our twin. And we are also learning patience. It's such a big lesson, okay? Much like the twin flame union, Reich brilliantly illustrates the principle of letting love grow through time, right? Just like, who was it that said this? Guns N' Roses, Live and Let Die. He advises the young poet to experience the questions and eventually the solutions become clear, right? Everything will be revealed to you in divine timing. The twin flame journey takes patience in the same way as the connection develops through time and results in profound and enduring love. Union of souls. According to Rogue, love is a union of two solitary beings that touch and protect one another while being autonomous individuals. This exemplifies the twin flame union perfectly. Two unique souls fusing their energy to forge remarkable, sacred relationship. Embracing imperfection. Rilke places a strong emphasis on the beauty of accepting flaws within ourselves and those within the people that we care about. Twin flames serve as mirrors for one another, reflecting each other's virtues, flaws, deep learning, and comprehension coming from accepting and valuing these flaws. True love transcends the confines of the physical world. All right, so I'm actually going to stop right there because we've read a few pages already. But let's get into the final part, which is where I give you some journal prompts so that you can figure out if the specific person that you're dealing with or maybe have dealt with in the past or thinking about right now is a twin flame, a soulmate, a karmic, or if they are just under the umbrella of divine counterparts. Also, if you weren't aware, this book is going to be available in January, and you can sign up for updates and exclusive discounts for when this book is released using the link in bio. Alrighty then. Are you ready? So grab your pen and papers, and you can also leave me comments if you'd like to share about your experience, but let me give you the journal prompts. Number 1, how was I feeling when I met this person? This is outside of your feelings for them directly. We're going to get into that, but first you need to get in touch with yourself. Think about the place that you were in life. So that's the second question. What was going on in my life at the time? How did this person's presence serve me? Did it benefit me in any way? Did I use it as a distraction, as escapism? Get real with yourself. How did this person's presence not serve me? Right? Was this somebody that I felt an intense emotion or negative impacted my mental health because, we were texting all day, so if they didn't text me, then all of a sudden, I felt like they hated me? Like, what was brought up from your shadow side that you maybe didn't like the way you behaved or the way that you reacted, right? How long did the honeymoon phase last, and who pulled away first and why? This is also how you can tell who is runner and chaser. Although it's pretty simple to tell, right? Who's the one running away from the relationship, pushing them away, and who is the one trying to hold on and chasing them to stay, right? How long, or how do I feel my life improved once this person left? If you guys are in separation, or if the energy pulled back at all. All right, so let me go through the comments really quickly. If you guys have any questions, leave them for me now. I'm gonna see what you guys have been saying here. I hope that you enjoyed this live. And remember, the replay will be posted tomorrow on my YouTube channel. Will I get my happily ever after? Let's see. Are they finally done, or should I give up? So this is not a personal reading. This is just talking about twin flames. So some of the questions you guys have, you may want to get a personal reading. You can book with me starting February next year, or you can use Mystic Sense and talk to someone literally right now. Thank you for explaining the various terms. I've never came across these until recently. You're welcome, Rita. Same. I mean, not recently. I've been in this journey for a few years. But yes, I found all of this stuff, twin flames, etc. Braden, does Dayla want to reconcile our relationship? Again, I'm not doing personal readings. That's very specific for your journey. Seek, you know, a psychic's help if that's what you feel you need. You're welcome. I'm happy that the journal prompts are helping you guys. And yeah, a lot of people have their mind opened about twin flames and soulmates and all of that on this app. It actually is quite magical how we're all kind of just connecting here over here. Let me go to the beginning to see if you guys have any more questions. Can there be a successful relationship with them? Can we marry our twin flames? Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna break this down in another live, but there's like, what I'm seeing online right now is the people who think your twin flame is just a lesson and you gotta move forward, and sometimes it's meant to be, sometimes it's not, and the people who are like, it's meant to be if you meet them. And I'm gonna reveal which one I think is the one I'm leaning towards. I'm not going to say the truth because I'm open to being wrong about any of these things, right? These are all spiritual concepts. But what I do like to do is I like to merge history and philosophy, spirituality, and psychology in all the things that I talk about, especially for this series. Julie, I'm glad you're liking this. Okay, and thank you to everyone who has showed up. I think that I covered all the questions here. Does the runner even know that he is in a twin flame connection? It just depends, because each twin is going to awaken in their own way. And sometimes, you know, we may not use the same terms. Like for us, it could be a twin flame. For them, it could just be a soulmate. Or some people will just like to describe, you know, the one. So it just depends on that person, what they believe. But yeah, normally one twin is awakened, usually divine feminine, because they lead spiritually, is awakened to the connection and what kind of connection it is before divine masculine. And we did talk about those dynamics in one of, I think, live 3, which was talking about balancing out these divine feminine and masculine connections within us. And so we talk more about that in those lives. So I suggest you watch the replays. And with all of that being said, I think this is a good place to end things off. So thank you so much to everyone who submitted questions. And I will see you guys tomorrow, 12 p.m., same time. What are we going to talk about tomorrow? I totally forgot. What is tomorrow's live? I have a video pinned on my profile if you want to see the full schedule with the topics. It's completely slipping my mind. And yeah, so any questions that I didn't get to answer now, you have the chance to ask them again tomorrow. And yeah, thank you guys. Bye.